know and I know everything happens in South Florida, and where history is concerned, it usually marches right down our main streets. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. visited South Florida frequently during his civil rights crusades in the 1950s and 60s, but unlike Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Illinois, and elsewhere, Dr. King did not march through the streets of South Florida. He tiptoed. He came seeking what most Florida visitors seek, rest and relaxation. But he came quietly, staying with friends that included Dr. Edwin Shirley and attorney Henry Arrington. With the rigors of spearheading a national nonviolence revolution and the death threats that came with that, King needed to get away from it all. And his friends zealously protected his privacy and his life. When in South Florida, Dr. King was moved around between 4 black-owned Miami area hotels, the historic Hampton House, the Sir John, the Carver, and the Mary Elizabeth. But Dr. King also stayed with friends like the Arringtons, seen here with then 6-year-old Robin Arrington, and he would go deep-sea fishing on Dr. Shirley's boat. Dr. King could not escape his mission for long, though. He held a news conference in Miami in April 1966 to establish a local chapter of his Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And he has left his mark on South Florida in many other ways. Dr. King's message was so profound they named streets and schools and libraries and recreational centers after him, and he even recorded a top-selling album.
We've come to see the power of nonviolence. We've come to see that this method is not a weak method, for it's the strong man who can stand up amid opposition, who can stand up amid violence being inflicted upon him and not retaliate with violence.
The way to really make a change is by being nonviolent and being strong in their education, so that way they can get far. Remember, Martin Luther King finished college at age 17. So we need to let our young kids know that education is the way.
Before long, there were no more segregated schools in Florida. No more segregated beaches in Florida. No more segregated jobs in Florida. And if nothing else, Dr. King taught us the importance of education as a great equalizer.
They understand the sacrifices that were put in place for them to be able to have the opportunities they have today.
And then coming together as a community, as a people, really is what we need. It doesn't matter where you're from, what island you're from, what state, what country, it's coming together and understanding, like you just said, education is a big equalizer for us in this community.
With another chapter of South Florida's dubious history, I'm Wayne Roustan for the Sun Sentinel.